Greetings folks, Pockets here, back playing some more EVE Online. Once again on Cursed, our Mimitar Alpha mission runner in training. Very exciting news, we are, as of the last episode, finished with the career missions and we're ready to get on to the actual missions, level 1 mission running. And that gives us a few choices that we need to make early on and a few steps before we get there. Step 1, we have to figure out who we're going to run missions for and what kind of rats that we can expect running missions for that group. So, if we stick with a Minmatar group, we can expect to mostly fight against Angel Cartel, which means explosive kinetic damage both for tank and for doing. However, I suspect, and what I kind of want to do, is run missions for Sisters of Eve, because I haven't done that yet and it's something I've always wanted to do, but I expect, because they're kind of they're outside of the 4 main factions, that we may see a more varied in the rats that we have to face. We might have to tank all the different damage types at some point. So first what we should do is we'll take a look. I'll show you how to find an agent. We'll look at what's going to be the best for us to make money while doing, and we'll make that decision from there. Once we've decided who we're going to run for, we'll put together a fit. Since the last video, we did train a few skills, so we can actually sit in our destroyer now. So let's go ahead and get that happening. Here we are. There's our Thrasher. Very cool little ship. I like it. And it's completely unfit. There's nothing on it, which we'll have to change. We got some of our old stuff in here that we can use, but let's figure out what we need first. So first step is we're going to look for an agent, then we're probably going to fly to either Jita or Dodixie, whichever's closer, and fit this baby out. Whatever we come up with has to come within 3.6 million, unless we can sell some of this other stuff for a profit. Let's get started. So how I start this is I open up the agent finder. We're looking for a few things. We're looking for level 1 agents, and right now we're looking for Minmatar Republic, and we're looking at all. So you can see here, right here, we have the career agents. We don't want those. Get rid of career. We want security agents. There we go. So one jump away, we have Republic Justice Department, Republic Parliament, a couple jumps away, Parliament, Crusul Tribe, Brutor Tribe, which we are, so that might make sense. Here's a nice little bit here. We have 2 Crusul Tribes in the same system, which means we could technically pick up multiple missions at once. It's something to consider as well. Same goes here. And we can just go on. As you go down the list, you get further and further away from where you currently are. Now, I personally don't mind traveling as much as I need to, but I want to find a good system with at least 1 agent. 6 kin development. So this is how we decide. This is how I decide. There is a website I use on the fuzzworks.co.uk. Let me just bring it up here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Make it a little bigger. Don't mind the peek behind the counter. And you go into the LP store right here, which brings up this window, and then you find the group. So we're looking for Republic Justice Department. Republic Justice. And we'll go under the Forge because that's Jita. If we're going to go to Dodixie, we'd look at Sing Liaison. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's where Dodixie is. Those are the 2 major hubs that I use. I think Heck or Ren's, one of those 2. There's a Minmatar one as well. And then in Amar, there's the Amar one. But the 2 I'm used to are Jita and Dodixie, and I don't think they're that far from where we are, so it'll be worth it. And because I'm lazy, I'm going to look at buy prices, because I'm not likely to set up sell orders. So it's going to be quick cash outs because I'm lazy when it comes to marketing. And I sort by LP, ISK per LP, descending. So you want to see the top. Now what you're looking for is you want to see this, you want to see a couple of them preferably, in and around at least 1,000 ISK per LP. So this one doesn't look good. These are the titanium sabot rounds. And they're just under 1,000, so we don't want to run for them. So we continue down our list, and we're going to go to Republic Parliament. So we just go back, our Republic Parliament. and buy orders. Sort by ISK per LP. So you can see here we have, what, 5 options? So we'll take a look. Now here's one that I'm not liking. I don't like having to put ISK up front as much as I can, like 10 million per. Although we're making 15 million profit, which is how they're calculating this. Not quite what I'm after. I'd like to see something lower or 0. I know a few options, and I know Sisters of Eve have something right about where I want, because I've looked at it before. But let's do one more, at least. Let's do, this is Epic Arc Agent, we don't want that. That's Epic Arc. Right here. Crucial Tribe. So we'll go back to our web page here. And we'll go back, I say. We are looking for K. Right here, buy orders. Sort. So this looks pretty much the same stuff. Alright. So we can keep digging. If you really want to run for Minmatar, any of these will work. You can keep looking. Sometimes the data, or what they're called, hang on, let me find one. There's Republic Fleet might have it. Check a couple more. There is one here that you can do if you want to stick with the Minmatar. I was looking on a previous character. I wanted to run some Minmatar missions on my Galente character once, like a year ago, and I found some decent ones. So let's see if they're still around here. Republic Fleet. How does the alphabet work? Here we go. And we'll sort. It's not the one. 6 kin development. I don't remember which one I was looking at. SSS. 6 kin development. And sort. So here's one here. The Minmatar UAB Nexus chip. You can see no ISK up front. And they sell for 1,000 ISK per LP. The other thing you want to check, I use Eve Marketeer for this. You can go like that. And you just want to double check that this is working. You paste it in here. Did that actually work? It did. And you can see some information here. So domain, sort by there. So it goes pretty well in Minmatar. There's Jajita right here. 7 mil buy orders, or these are sell orders, buyers. So Jita has 2 million buyers. This is exactly what we were looking at. And the only other thing is volume, but there are buy orders up for it, which means you can move them, which is the nice thing over doing sell orders. Because sell orders, you'll probably also want to go to the actual market hub and look at this graph that I wasn't aware was here. So this is perfect. You can see kind of how much it moves. So it's spotty, but because there's buy orders, it means you can always get something for it. Now, you could, if you want to make more in Jita, put up sell orders and wait for them to sell. You make like 3 times as much, but you can see they don't move all that quickly. That's what these blue bars down here mean. So, got to find something that balances right. You can spend a lot of time here doing that. But I think we're going to run Sisters of Eve, and I will show you why. First, we're going to go back to our game. And we're going to bring up Sisters, S. I think it's under Servants of Sisters of Eve, yeah. Security Agents. Sisters of Eve, we have one 6 jumps away in Rennes. I think Rennes might actually be where the market is. We probably don't want to go that way. We could do 10 jumps away in Irendor, it doesn't matter. But the point is there's lots of them around. Can't do level 2s because we don't have available, but you can see there's a level 2 agent in this system as well. There's one in Similia 20 jumps away. So we might want to look more to going towards this area. Because we have to get to the level 3s. At level 4s we can come back. So yeah, lots of little things to consider. That's okay. We can move around. We're going to stay fairly nomadic. We'll have like one ship. We won't do too much. We might get a hauler at some point. But go back to our website. We'll look up the Sisters of Eve. And we'll see what they have. My orders. And then sort. And right here, so you got expanded probe launcher. So you make about 20 million per each of those. All the way down. So they have a lot of options. And they're not overly expensive. Here's the one I was thinking of doing, the Sisters Core Probe Scan, or Core Probe. So you make 1,400 per ISK. and you can look apparently at Marketeer. Oops, I want to copy that because I'm terrible at typing when I'm off on my second monitor here. Copy. Paste. And so you can see they move. The volume continues to move. So this is a good deal to sell. These are used for exploration. So you can put them up, people will buy them, and then lose them, leave them behind in wormholes, that sort of thing. So there's always a market for them. They're basically ammunition. And you can see buy orders up for 400,000, which is what they were saying. 380, so that's fine. Forge has that, and if we look down Sing Liaison, they're actually a little more value out of Sing. So if we get closer to that, we can sell them there. Oops, we'll do buy orders. Yeah, so they're a little bit less in domain. So but really, it doesn't matter which market you use, you'll have a market for these units. There's Dodixie here, Namar, and Jita. So that's probably what we're going to do. Now, being that we do Sisters of Eve missions, we're probably going to have to tank a wider variety of damage types. So let's go ahead and design our ship. But first, let's find out which market we're closer to. So if we go Jita, just search for Jita. And the market is Jita 4, Moon 4, Kadari Navy Assembly. This is the Jita market. It's 21 jumps away. That's the busiest market. A lot of people swear by it. However, whoops. Dodixie is the market I'm more familiar with, as I primarily operate out of Galente space, and that's Dodixie 9, Moon 20. So we're 10 jumps away from there. So let's go to Dodixie and do what we need to do. And I'm going to try and get us there while we work on our ship. So we're going to multitask, we're going to undock, and we're going to get started on fitting. Once we get there, we'll see what fits. So first thing we have to set up is our tank. Once my screen loads. It's loading. Let's go ahead and get rid of that so you guys can see what's going on. Alright, so we'll move this over here. Keep a little bit eye on local over here just to see. I don't think we're going to run into any trouble, but tank. So we're shield tanking this thing, so it has the extra mid slot, and that's what I set up for. And we're going to need to cover these holes. We want to get these fairly balanced with our rigs, is what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and we'll look at the rigs for shields one day. Shield rigs, and we want to plug that EM hole first. So if we plug this baby in, oh, simulate, that's what we're missing. There we go. So if we plug this in, we're going to go up to 30%. That's not going to give us a lot of room, so let's do 2 of those and a thermal. That'll get us close to balanced, right? That's about right. So what this list allows us to do, here's heck right here. So this is like a lot of this route's going to go through major routes. We might run into pirates. They should leave us alone. They're usually hunting freighters. We should be okay. Anyway, so doing this, that plugs those, gives us a balance laid out here. And then what we can do is with our hardware, with our mid slots, we can do whatever rat-specific hardeners we need. So, for example, if we're going to fight Angel Cartel, which is what we've been doing, we can plug in an explosive and a thermal, or no, a kinetic, my bad. And right now we can only do limited. It'd be nice to get this to Tech 2 by the time we're at cruisers. The plan does account for some of that, so we'll see what we got. And you can see we get a nice 84, 75%. We're still cap stable, which is nice. So this would be sort of our rough tank. We don't want that. Yeah, that's supposed to be empty. I don't know why it's glitched there. That's okay. For that mid slot, we're going to want at least an afterburner. Let's start with the mono propellant because it's easier on the capacitor. The compact is easier on your fitting, but we'll wait. We'll see what we have room for. And you can see right now we're at already 4.5 million in this area, but a lot of that's going to be the ship. I think is like 1 million or something of that, almost. So we won't worry about the price until we get where we're going. But yeah, that's that. So this is our tank. So far we have almost 5,000 EHP and a pretty balanced base resistance, and then we can sort of fit the hardeners we need. So this should be pretty good, at least for level 1s. May even be able to level 2s. The other thing that's going to be nice is with the event coming up, you're going to be fighting drones, which seem to do all the different damage types. So having this balanced load, and we can actually replace these with adaptives maybe. Let's actually try that. We go with adaptives. Now that I'm thinking, just make it a little cheaper on ourselves. Dual? Oh yeah, see they use up a lot more capacitor though. Okay, but we might be able to fix that in the lows because our guns aren't going to use any capacitor. But this does, it gives us a fairly spread resistance profile, and we can just hope for the best. We're still going to take a bit of EM in our... It's very passive. Yeah, I think this will actually work. Let's go with this. This is what we'll start with. If it doesn't work, we'll get the specific hardeners as we need to. I'd like to try to keep us low budget so we don't have to buy 4 hardeners. We only have to buy 2, even if they're a little more expensive. You can see the difference here is this gives us 25 across the board, whereas the specific ones would give 35, I think? 55? Hang on. 50. 50% to the one specific. Anyways, that looks good there. Let's go ahead and in the high slots, let's put some guns. We want to clear most of what we're going to be doing. The tank is going to be nice, but we're going to have to do speed, hence the afterburner, and clearing things quickly before they can damage us too much. Now, we are not likely to be able to afford scouts because we need 6, 7 of them. We only have 3 million, so we're already 7 of them is going to be too much. So what if we drop down to prototypes? We'll just fill them all. We're at 6 million, but we're not at the market yet, so we'll get a better price once we're in an actual market. So that's that. And for charges, now this is the other thing we have to do. We're probably going to have to carry, or have on in the station at least. Now we'll carry it. All the different charges. Because this is kinetic thermal. It was fusion I wanted, right? Yes, 50%. So we'll probably have to do fusion-based plasma for the thermal damage. And so on. We'll figure that out once we get to market when we see what our budget's like. But there's our damage right now, almost over 119, almost 120 DPS. Which would be good for at least level 1 missions. And it's been a while since I've run level 2s, so we'll see. And then in the lows, we have a couple options. We got to try to fix this, and we have a pretty big deficit, so we might not be able to go this route. But let's see what we can get in the lows to fix that. Engineering. By skills. Flux coils. We'll make one of these will make us stable. What's the downside to running them? Can we fit the cheapest one? Yeah, we can fit this one. Alright. So what's it do though? Capacitor recharge rate but causes reduction in maximum capacitor storage. Well, as long as we're stable, it doesn't matter. That would matter more if we used guns that had capacitor drain, or if we were using or worried about E-War, like energy neutralizers. We can get stable with these as well. What does this one do? This one fits better, which doesn't really matter. Show info. Shield boosting. Since we're passive fit, we don't actually care about shield boosting, so that might be an option. And this one doesn't get us cap stable, so that's fine. And reactor control does not as well. So let's fit one of these ones because we don't actually care about shield recharge on this fit. It's going to be passive, and we're just going to have to kill everything before they kill us. We just keep jumping. We got a couple more jumps and we'll be where we want to be. And then we'll see what we can actually afford to buy. Last low slot, we have another couple options. We could... Hardware. Low slot. Armor and hull. We could fit a damage control. This gives us another... In the shield, 10% resist, which is not great. Much better if you're doing armor or hull tanking. But it would bring our resistances up over 60 across the board. It's not really that much benefit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead then and get a little bit more DPS out of this baby. We could use these for the passive regen, right? Active, we don't. Passive regen. Let's see here. It only gives us 1 extra point and less actual hit points, so that we don't want that one. Yeah, no, that's not going to work for us. So we're going to just go straight for some more damage. We're going to use gyro stabilizers. Again, these would be nice to get to 2, but you can see we're going to get an extra... We're going to get up to almost 43 DPS here, so that's good. That's another 23 damage. So this looks like a decent fit. Now, the only problem is... Looks like we may not be able to... Oh, I have all this crap in here. Let's remove all. Ah, that's better. I had something in there. Worth some millions. Probably the blueprint. Nah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we can sell something and make some extra money. But we could technically buy this whole ship under cost. Let's go right ahead then and just see. Let's save this. And we're going to call it passive, just so we know. Passive shield. And we're going to dock up into Dixie here. Just beautiful. And we're going to save this. And then we're going to drop these guns. And we're going to try the bigger guns. The scouts. They're a little more expensive. Scout autocannon all the way across the board. See, it puts us a little above budget. Though we might be able to save some. There's something apparently we can sell, so we might be able to do this. And what's this give us for damage? We go here, and we use the same ammo. 49. So we get another 7 DPS out of it. But I think the other thing is you get range. 64, 990, and 64. Tracking 450. I'm going to write those down. So DPS is 149. Range is 990 to 6400. And tracking is 450. Again, this is the short range ammo. Dock. And let's drop those and put the other guns back on. This is how we fit ships. And we're going to go back to the prototype. Now, if we were planning on staying at the frigate destroyer level, I'd be speeding to the Tech 2 guns just because they do more damage, but we're not going to be here that long, and I'm trying to fit the entire training within the initial 500 or 5 million skill points you get. Once that's there, getting T2 guns for everything, T2 guns make a big difference, especially in mission running, well, in everything, but the extra little bit of DPS, every little bit, runs the missions that much faster, so totally worth it. If you don't intend to go up to the full level 4, you just want to run level 1s and 2s, which I don't recommend. They're not that profitable. Alright, so we lose about 100, and tracking's the same, so I don't know if we want to waste the money. I think we'll be okay. So we will go with this fit. It's 2.7 million. Let's get the rest of the ammo. Let's get some ammo put into our hold here. Alright, carbonized lead is the long range. We're going to skip the long range for now. We probably don't need it. Depleted uranium. This should be the EM ammo. Yes. So we'll stick that down there. We should have them one of each. Fusion we have down there. That's the explosive. Nuclear is long range. Phased plasma is short range thermal. So we'll stick that down there. Proton is long range, and titanium should be the kinetic. Ooh, the kinetic isn't great. We might be better off doing the secondaries. Let's see here. It's usually EM thermal, or kinetic explosive, or kinetic thermal. Oh, we might be better off with 2 ammos. Fusion covers explosive, and phased plasma covers thermal. So we just need EM and kinetic, right? The kinetic isn't great. It's got good range, though. Just taking a quick look through. So kinetic is going to be our weakness, which is fine. We'll just bring the titaniums. We'll just do it. Okay. And then let's get to start 3,000 of each. See what that costs us. Now, if we were rich, we could buy the faction ammo and get a little bit more DPS and stuff out of them, but for level 1 missions, we're probably not going to need them. Grand total comes in at 2.8 million minus the ship, so 2 million, just under 2 million. And it should do the trick. So let's go right ahead and buy this. So we'll buy it. We will cancel out the one that we already have. I don't think we actually have any of these in the ship, right? Item hanger. Nope. Ship hull. We don't need the proton ammo. And we need half the fusion ammo. Proton wasn't even a thing, was it? Proton is long range, yeah, so we'll just actually sell that. So we just need half the fusion ammo. So we'll save a few bucks there. The afterburner, I want the metal one, I'm going to get rid of that. And these autocannons, the one gyro we already have. No, these are gyro ones. We're going to go ahead and get the metal one as well. So we're going to sell all this. Beautiful. Just going to go ahead and stick it in here. And put our ammo back, because I'm smart that way. And we're going to drop this, almost a mil. And we're going to take fusion, and we're going to get 1,300. So 2.8 million. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Buy. And then what we can do is fit ship, and it should just do it. It should pop up. Fitting includes rigs, so you can say no, and it'll put the rigs in the cargo hold. This is really good if you're going to be putting up stuff for other people to use that you might have to use or move. So for example, we fit up a bunch of ventures for running Resource Wars for Malro and put them in a hangar for everybody to use, but we didn't fit the rigs, so that if we decide we have to move bases, we can just repackage the ships and go. We don't lose the rigs, and we can rebuild them at the other end. For this, we're going to go take this ship. It's the only ship we're going to have for a while, so we're going to go right ahead. Fusion, that's okay. We don't want to buy them because we already dealt with that. And we now have our ship. All fitted, ready to go. Ammo's not loaded. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with fusion just because. And that's it. So we've gone through. We've decided where we're going to run missions. We picked up our ship. And we're now going to move into our mission hub. Let's try to sell some of these things. I'm just going to go ahead and repackage all these. Not reprocess. No. Repackage. Repackage. Yes. Stack them. We're going to sell them. Those are gone. Yes. These didn't want to sell? Oh, I don't know what I clicked. Okay. Immediate, sell, sell. 82 grand. Totally, yes. Yes. Okay, they're gone. This, probably just going to keep it. We'll leave it here to bookmark our spots. This, let's see what this is worth. View market details. Probably not much. Yeah. Nope. So I'm not entirely sure what it was calculating we had. The men's hat is kind of selling for enough, but no, we're going to go ahead and we're going to wear that hat at some point. In fact, yeah, so we'll keep these here. That's fine. That's beautiful. I'm going to give this ship a name for now. I just don't like having my name on it. We can change that name if we can come up with something else, but we're going to call this... It's a Thrasher, uses lots of guns, autocannons. I don't know. There, whoops. For now, we'll come up with a better name later. If you guys have a suggestion for a name, as always, put it in the comments. We will definitely make that a thing. With that all said, the ship is now ready to fly. So we are going to go ahead and find our mission agent. Take a look at the ones we have here. We are going to set our destination and fly on out there. We'd like to set it to the station, not just the system. There we go. And a few jumps away, and off we go. That is going to be it for this episode, folks. I'm going to fly this guy down to our new mission hub. And we'll get ourselves set up down there, and in the next episode we will run our first few missions and get this party started. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, don't forget to put them in the comments down below. And if you're new and you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Take care of each other. I'm out of here.